literally, if you don't change anything to your life, then your life won't change. For like my first 10K month, it was like 1.5 years, I think. I've big goals. I want to reach 100K months, and I'm very confident I can do that. A course is just a shortcut because you will see, you will get their knowledge and you will get their guidance.
How would you say that your life changed before YouTube and now?
That's insane. That's insane. I know what I need to do now, then just do it.
Thanks for joining today, Ren.
No worries.
Yeah, just wanted to ask you some questions about your coaching program,
hmm
probably to motivate people that are watching. So yeah, can you introduce yourself a little bit and can you tell a bit more about what were you doing before YouTube?
Um, yeah, my name is Ran. I'm 20 years old. Um, doing YouTube for, I think, almost 2.5 years now. And before that, I was just a student. Um, just finished high school. And from there, I knew I was like, since I was 15 years old or something, I knew like, okay, I want to start something for myself, but I didn't really know what. And I was like, I did some things like um, retailing in shoes, so sneaker drops and all that kind of stuff. But I never really saw something like, okay, this is something for me. I knew drop shipping was out there, but I thought it was saturated. But then I came across YouTube automation and I was like, oh, this might be interesting. I was also always interested in YouTube. And yeah, from there, I did some research and started YouTube, started my own channel. So yeah, that's how I rolled into YouTube in like very short.
Cool. And what exactly was it that motivated you to explore YouTube more?
Yeah, I just knew like you need to start somewhere. So I didn't really know like, okay, maybe this is not going to work out, but I knew like, okay, even if it doesn't work out, I will learn a lot. I will learn a lot of about entrepreneurship and like as for instance, Alex Ramosi always says like I had 9 businesses that failed before I had my first winning business. So I felt like why not? Like you only learn and like maybe you lose some money or whatever, but I don't think that's a waste if you learn new stuff. And yeah, that opened me to start something new because I'm always curious to learn new stuff.
So you did something before, some online
Yeah, I did,
business
I
or?
did, I did. As I said, I did. I traded in some in shoes and like then I bought from sneaker drops and I like for with a profit I sold those on like StockX and all those sites, but never earned like for that time it was quite some nice money, but never what like YouTube could bring. And I just did that because a friend of mine did as well, but I never bought a course about it or really like it was just a really a side hustle. Like what you see as a side hustle, that's a side hustle.
Cool. Did you have any fear or doubts joining or doing the YouTube stuff?
Mm, yeah, doubts, of course. You always have doubts, always. Like, and there's always a something in the back of your mind that is going to tell you like this is not going to work out, or what if it
Yeah.
doesn't work out, or whatever. But I think it's like if you, I think everyone knows you shouldn't listen to that voice, and obviously that voice is there because we're humans and our instincts just wants to keep us in our comfort zone and like safe. But we all know like if you don't listen, you will find new stuff, and otherwise, like it is literally if you don't change anything to your life, then your life won't change. Like it's simple as that. So of course I had doubts, maybe not fear, like I wasn't really afraid of something because I knew like okay, you can lose some money, but I always have it in my own hand on like how much I will spend and at the time I will spend to it. But yeah, I had some doubts. Is it going to work out? But when I started, I told myself, okay, I will only stop when I have had some success. And of course, everyone can say that to themselves. And I don't want to praise myself for like keep pushing when it didn't work out. But yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe you just need to tell yourself that and just know like, okay, write it somewhere down and just every day you remind yourself, okay, it doesn't work out, but I promise myself I won't stop. The only reason for me to stop and like break my promise would be if the business model doesn't work out. But during my journey, I saw other people like, okay, maybe really experienced people, but also new people just starting channels and they earn money from it. So I knew like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it as well. And that's very, I don't know how to say it. It's very easy to say that, but it is like that. So like people that even started after me, like later than me, and they had success. Like why couldn't I do it as well then? Like the business model proves itself by their results, right? So that was the only reason for me that where I could say like, okay, then I stop. But obviously that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So the one thing you said, okay, that made you decide to go into war, the results of all other people, or what exactly um made you think, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do YouTube.
Mm, yeah, it's a long time ago, so I can't really remember like why I really wanted to do it, but it was mainly just like I felt like, oh my God, I found the second drop shipping right here, and I was like, I'm always interested in YouTube. I when I was young, I had a YouTube channel with friends of mine, and it was like purely for fun, obviously, but I was always interested in YouTube, and then I saw like, whoa, you can also earn money, and you don't even need to show your face, and I was like, this is it. This is it for me, right? And I was like immediately obsessed with the business model. So I want to know more. I want to learn more. Obviously, I didn't have a lot of money. I was just a broke kid, but yeah, still I was like, okay, I'm going to work to finance this because I just want to make this work, and that's why I promised to myself like I know tough times will come, but I need to push through, and I'm only going to make this work when I'm only going to stop. I only give myself the option to stop after I make it work. But obviously, everyone knows when you make it work, you won't stop anymore because then yeah, obviously you felt the success, so then you want more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you were indeed like you just went on, right? I think you were a few times close, and then
Yeah,
or I don't know what happened, and then at the end,
yeah,
like it was just it clicked.
yeah. I
Can you
think
can you a little tell a bit more about like what were the biggest challenges during the program during your YouTube journey?
yeah, good question. Yeah, for me the like in terms of mindset, I will cover mindset and for YouTube, but in terms of mindset was just like pushing through. Obviously, that's the hardest. Like I literally banged my head against the wall. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is it not working out? Like, is it just not for me or what is it? So that was the biggest challenge in terms of mindset. I think that's for everyone the biggest challenge. Maybe also for mindset is like accepting that you can earn those amounts. Like, for instance, 10K a month. Yeah, that's you could like I wrote it down and like I earned 10K a month and like that's but still you need to accept it in your mind like that you can really earn it, and as a
Yeah,
student that's so much money. It's like you can't comprehend how much money that is when you're a student. So that's yeah, even though you tell yourself you really need to see it on your bank account or something to really accept this. So that's in terms of mindset. And in terms of YouTube, biggest challenge was maybe focus. I say focus because I was like, I've tried literally everything. Like, okay, maybe not um, compilation. I've never been into compilation, but furthermore, I think I've literally tried everything, and that's why I also think I have some knowledge because, like, some knowledge on every aspect. But once I really started to focus, and I like, okay, like I see opportunities, but I'm just going to turn them down because I want to focus. That's when it really started to um, yeah, that's when I really start to see results on like, okay, you just focus and just don't start that niche and that niche, which are totally different. Like obviously you can start multiple niches at the same time, but try to make it in like the same format or whatever, so that you just can really double down on that specific aspect of YouTube instead of like trying everything at the same time, and then you lose focus everywhere, which means you're not going to see results anywhere.
cool. So really focus needs. I think that's a valuable one.
Yeah.
Did the coaching program in anything help you during those tough moments?
Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, as well, like I've had a really long time before I saw results. And what maybe made me push through as well was because you really like I don't know if you did it on purpose. Maybe it's fun to say after all, but like you really gave me hope on like you said like, bro, you have the knowledge, like it just doesn't work out. And I was like, oh shit, Niels tells me I have the knowledge, so I just need to push through. Eventually it will come, right? But maybe if you didn't say those things, I was like, okay, maybe it's just not for me, but that motivated me to push through. So that definitely helped me. Um, yeah. Furthermore, obviously, like you also gave the right directions on like, okay, you need to do this and maybe not this. And then I sent like a couple of niches, like, okay, maybe I need to hop in here and here. And I was like, I want to go everywhere, right? And you just told me, okay, just go with this, and then we will see in the future, right? So yeah, it definitely helped me on terms in terms of like keeping focus. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so focus is indeed a key point.
Yeah,
How much time would you say that you put into YouTube? Obviously now full time, right?
yeah. Now it's full
Um,
time, but back then I had school. I did door-to-door sales, so I like it's hard to say because I was like all my spare time I just did YouTube because yeah, as I said, I was like I was and still am. I'm still obsessed with like the business model, but I'd say on average, it's really hard to say, so I might be mistaken here, but I'd say maybe so at school, then I did like 6 hours a day of door-to-door sales, and then furthermore, like maybe five. Like I didn't have a lot of school. I could also do a lot of at home. So maybe 4 hours of YouTube a day, maybe three on average. But during the weekends when I didn't have school, it was like on Sundays, I didn't do door-to-door sales. So on average, I say like 3, 4 hours a day. But I could be really, really wrong there. I don't know.
yeah. And so okay, so 3, 4 hours a day you say, and how long did it take you to start significant result? Because we talk about it took quite a long time, so
hmm
a lot of perseverance. But how long did
hmm
it take you to exactly to get the results?
I think if I look back from the moment I like really dedicated myself to like, okay, I'm doing this until the moment that I really saw results. Like obviously I saw some small wins, but for like my first 10K month, it was like 1.5 years, I think. And that
Yeah,
was a lot. Obviously, you know that as well. It wasn't like that I had your coaching for 1.5 years, but from the moment I started until I saw like my first 10K month, and that was like my first month where I really made money, was 1.5 years.
yeah. So I think it's
Yeah,
important to because everyone on the internet says like 1 month and you get rich.
yeah,
Sometimes it
yeah,
takes 1.5 years, but now you're happy
yeah,
you put through, right?
yeah. Like I think everyone in such in podcasts and like such calls that we have now, like people say like I hate those kind of people that say like get rich in 1 month or whatever. But yeah, it is true. Like you need to push through, and nothing is going to get rich quick doesn't happen. Like it can happen, but then it's just purely luck. Like if you really want to get the knowledge and be sure, like okay, even though if I don't have any coaching or whatever, I can still make it work myself. It will just take at least 8 to 12 months. Like it's not going to be there within 2 months, and maybe you're like learning really quick. And obviously nowadays, like courses, and there are way more courses, so there's way more stuff on the internet. Like you can learn even quicker, but don't expect that the results will come within 1 or maybe even 2 months. Like obviously you can have the luck and maybe you even know what you're doing, but yeah, I wouldn't expect it. Definitely not.
Yeah. And so you said, okay, then to 10K now we obviously scaled further, but what would you say was the key factor that helped you hit your first 3K month or your first profitable month?
The key factor, it sounds very cliche because it's like yeah, obviously this is going to come in your community, but it's really your advice because I still know at the exact moment like I had like a niche that I started, and I was like, okay, I see a couple thousand views, and then I sent it to you, and eventually you said like, okay, you send me a channel of a way different niche. You say, okay, copy their thumbnail style, add this thumbnails text, and I did that the next day, 200K views. It was literally, and I would never come up with that myself. Obviously, now I try to do that as well. Like that's like niche transferring and yeah, to do those same steps. But I would never have done that myself. So that's it's very cliche as I said, but it was really your advice that made me get my first results. Even though it took so long, like one message can literally change it all.
Well, I didn't remember, but that's
Yeah,
cool.
I still remember.
Oh,
I
really
could
nice.
point it out after this call, but
Oh, really nice.
yeah.
So what would you say, what milestones or success are you most proud of since starting YouTube and in the program?
Good question. Um, Most proud. I I think I'd say my um like not getting any results for 1.5 years and still pushing through. That's what I'm most proud of. And like obviously you can also say the amounts of that you earn or the amount of views that you get, but like I also see people get insane results within 3 months. But if they would have gone through the same as me, a lot of them would have stopped probably. So that's what I'm most proud of. And I'm not trying to brag about it or whatever,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I'm really proud of like how long I pushed through without any results. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
I agree. Cool. How would you say that your life changed from before YouTube and now?
That's insane. That's insane. It's literally my dream life. Like it's like as I said, again it's very cliche, but it is really like I'm not living my dream life yet. I want so much more, but I think it would also be very boring if I would live my dream life at 20 years old already. But um, like everything I wanted from YouTube, I had never expected I would like get results like these. I never expected these results, but I like you dream of such stuff, obviously, and yeah, from one moment to the other, it was just reality, and um, now I can just travel the world. Like, I didn't even know back then when I started that I want to travel the world. I mean, I was like 17 or 18 years old, so I wasn't even thinking about it. But during my journey, I found out like, okay, I want to travel. And eventually it became reality. Now I can travel the world. I can still earn money there. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I meet people, for instance, you or other nice people from the YouTube space where I feel like, okay, I've literally listened to podcasts and like I've looked up to those people and now I'm literally with them, talking to them. I'm sitting at the table with them. And it's like, that's just insane. Like I don't know. It's not, I can't really put it in words, but yeah, I'd say it's like the dream that I had during this journey that it changed my life. It totally changed my life.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And you
Yeah.
obviously have next goals if you want to share a bit about it or how, yeah, confident are you that you can even grow further than you currently are?
Um, yeah, I'd say during my journey, even in the past couple of months, I've been like, you like you think like okay, once you hit your results and once the results start coming in consistent, you think like okay, all my troubles are gone. But that's not true. Like you still have struggles, you still have doubts. And I was like, and like I'm still confident I can do a lot and I can even grow way more. But still, I know like okay, in the next couple of months, I'm going to face more problems that I need to get over. But I'm very confident I can grow even way further. And I've big goals. I want to reach 100K months, and I'm very confident I can do that. I'm definitely. I'm not saying when because I don't want to give myself any time pressure, but I know I can do it. I definitely know. It's
Really
so
cool.
scalable. I just know I can do it.
Really cool. Really good. So
Yeah.
100% confident, right?
Yeah, I like in some way, but I know like it's something in yourself. It's that same like devil on your shoulder saying, like, okay, it could also not work out, right? But I just try to ignore it. So yeah,
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
confident.
Nice. And for like there are of course a lot of people watching this. What would you say to them if they're afraid that they don't have enough time to commit to the program or commit to
Mhm.
YouTube in general?
Um, I would say, how bad do you want it? Because everyone has the same 24 hours. And like I did school, I worked 5, 6 hours a day, like door-to-door sales, which was very exhausting. But still I made time to do YouTube. Like I'm not saying I was that type of person that's going to skip parties or whatever. I wasn't really into partying, but once I had a party, I wouldn't skip it because I was also like, okay, I need to keep myself healthy and I don't want to like, I don't know, go down under and down bad on like only working. But yeah, I would just say it's just priorities. Like even when I was at school, I was just working. Even at door-to-door sales, I was like between doors, I opened up my phone, seeing if the videos are being produced, if the team is still running and how the channels are doing. But it's just how bad you want it. I'd say everyone has time. Okay, maybe if you have like 6 children, maybe it will be hard. I can't really imagine how that will be, but I think everyone, if you really want it bad enough, you can always make time. So for me, it's not an excuse at all.
Yeah. So indeed, priority.
Yeah, it's just priority.
Cool. And besides time, there also comes a financial investment, especially in the
Yeah.
coaching, also in video, but
hmm
especially in the coaching. What would you
hmm
say to people that feel unsure about the financial investment in coaching or in videos or in YouTube?
what I would say is it's just a shortcut. So in my opinion, I've spent so much money on like learning and courses and just filled videos that I need to learn from. It's just a shortcut. So there's no get rich quick. But if you want to have it like quicker than me, for instance, or than a lot of people, a course is just a shortcut because you will get their knowledge and you will get their guidance. Just make sure that I would say, just make sure that during your uh, like coaching, make sure that you're not only following advice and you don't know what you're doing. Like try to also ask questions. Okay, why are you doing this? Why is this and that? So that like maybe when the coaching ends, or I don't know, you also need to be able to make choices yourself and not
Yeah.
like one-on-one copy and like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest, because he's saying it, but I don't know why. So I would definitely say like, okay, I I would advise everyone to take a coach, that's for sure. But don't take a coach and just like, okay, they do the work. No, that's not how it works. Like you need to do the work and you need to get the knowledge. That's what a coach is for. And like obviously a coach can also be, and that's maybe very attracting, be there to just do your do your work and you're just like the employee that is just doing everything they're saying. But that's I would definitely recommend to like, okay, ask the right questions to make sure that you really know what you're doing, like really know why you're moving your cursor that way and not just copying what they're saying.
Yeah. 100% agree. 100%
Yeah.
agree. And what if they're afraid? Like, I imagine if you're watching, you maybe search for other business models. You also think, okay, Faceless YouTube channels is a nice one. What would you say if they're afraid of even getting results with their YouTube channels?
It's what I said, what I mentioned at the very start. I would like everyone has that devil on their shoulder that is saying it's not going to work out or whatever. But like even if you look at like Elon Musk and all those guys, they have that same devil on their shoulder, but it's just how bad you can ignore that devil. And like obviously it's there to keep you safe. And sometimes that's really good advice. But I think in most cases it doesn't have good advice. And I think if you ignore it and you really dare to like step out of your comfort zone, just say like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to do it and I will make it work. In any aspect of life, I think that will benefit you a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's valuable that you still say like I still have that that on my shoulder. I still have it too, and people think, "Hey, you're successful,"
Yeah.
but everyone still has it, right?
Yeah, obviously. I think it's just like human instinct. If I would go, if I could turn it off, I would do it immediately. But I think
Yeah,
it's not possible to turn it off. I think Elon Musk still has it as well. Like it's
yeah,
not possible to turn that off. And it's just the only thing you can do is train yourself to just not listen.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Do you have one last thing, advice you think is the most valuable for everyone listening or watching?
I think my most valuable advice will be like, okay, ask yourself, how bad do I want it? Try to be honest. If you don't want it bad enough, and like you say, like, okay, like everyone wants to get rich, everyone wants to travel the world, earn money while they're traveling, but ask yourself, how bad do I want it? Like, do I really, really want it, or is it like just a dream of mine, but my life now is also fine? Because if you're like, if your life is fine now, you feel like, okay, actually, if it wouldn't work out, then I don't care. Like, okay, that's maybe also fine, but just ask yourself, like, okay, do am I going to push through hard times? And try to really be honest with yourself, because everyone's going to say, yeah, obviously I will push through, but when it comes there, they don't. Try to be honest with yourself. How bad do I want it? Am I going to push through when it gets hard? And am I going to sacrifice nights, sacrifice sleep, sacrifice whatever what is needed to make this work? And if you're confident to say yes, and even if you're not 100% confident, if you feel within yourself like, okay, I know what I need to do now, then just do it.
Really cool. Thanks a lot, man, for your advice, for inspiration, and yeah, talk soon.